Isaiah 14. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. So the Israelites is not in their own land right now. We're waiting on the Lord to deliver us and set us back in our own land. So how can the people that's in that land claim to be the people? It say, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh for servants and handmaids. So this haven't happened yet, okay? We're still waiting on the Lord, patiently waiting on the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua to return. And they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how had the oppressor ceased, the golden city? The Lord had broken the staff of the wicked, and the scepter of the rulers. See that? So the Lord is going to come back and take these people that's in power out of power, okay? And he's going to be the he's going to be the righteous governor, the righteous ruler on the earth, okay? So he's coming back to break the staff of the wicked, okay? It says, he, the wicked, who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, to my Esau, he that ruled the nation in anger is persecuted, and none hinder it. The whole earth is at rest. So when the Lord Yahweh Bashem shall come back and take these people out of power, the scriptures say the whole world, the whole earth is going to be at rest, and it's quiet. They break forth into singing. So the whole earth is going to be rejoicing and singing, like the trees, the animals, everything is going to be rejoicing when Yahweh shall come back and take these people out of power. According to the scriptures right here, it say, yeah, the fir tree rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow is come up against us. You see that? So everything is going to be in its righteous place when Yahweh Bashem shall come back and take over the earth. Okay, because the earth is out of course, is the truth is upside down, everything is backwards, and it's just a bunch of confusion in this place. Okay, and the Lord people is still following after idols. Okay, so a lot of us gonna have to, a lot of the Lord people is gonna perish, because they don't want to seek the Lord in His truth. Okay, so the whole world gonna be at rest when the Lord come back and take this place over in righteousness. It say, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. See that? It stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It had raised up from their thrones, and all the kings of the nation. And all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Okay, because so this talking about other nations looking at, this great place as America, becoming weak. Okay, and this is what we seeing, through the spirit and through the what's going on in the news, and just watching what's going on. We see And these other nations see this. And they saying that, dang, this place is becoming weak like us. This great city, this great place that was so strong and so, mighty is becoming as weak as we. So it's going to be like third world. This place is becoming like a third world nation. It say thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? See that? So this talking about, like I said earlier, basically just talking about uh Esau, Edom, Lucifer, son of the morning. How art thou cut down? How art thou, Salakia? How art thou cut to the ground? Salakia, how art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of power. See that? So this is what these people say in their mind, in their heart. This is how they feel. Okay, that they're gonna go above the Lord, above His throne. They want to go up in the heavens and do all type of wicked things up there. Like the Lord and the angels don't see them. He said, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the height of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. You see? And I'm just gonna end it right there. So, through the Spirit, these people is trying to be like the Most High. They're not the Most High, but they're trying to exalt themselves as the Most High. Okay. And then the Most High is gonna bring these same people down. Okay, Esau, Edom is prophesied to be go in captivity in the last days. Okay. So, that's scripture. Let's see if we can get that right quick. And I think that's in Revelations. Because remember the verse say the Israelites is gonna take those captives who captives they were. Okay. Right here in verse 2. It say, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Haushah, for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. So the Lord is gonna flip it. Okay, he's gonna the same people who took his people into captivity, he's gonna allow them to go into captivity. Okay. And I think it said in Revelation, he that lead into captivity shall go into captivity. Let's see here, we can find that. So we're gonna see if we can find that right quick. Let's just go right here to captivity and see if we can pull it up. I think it's in the book of I need to go to Revelations. Let's go to Revelations right there. Let's see some Revelations. So the Lord is going to return. It's going to return everything on His enemy's head. Those who oppressed His people, those who took His people in hard bondage. Those who deceived his people, he's going to give them their portion of the cup. So let's go to Revelation 13:10. It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, which are the Israelites. So the Lord is going to allow these people to go into captivity. Okay. And that's a righteous judgment according to the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. See? So let's go to Zechariah right here. Zechariah 14:2. He said, for I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and and the women ravished, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Then shall the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua go forth and fight against those nations, as when he fought in the day of battle. So the Lord is going to fight against these nations for his people Israel, the Israelites. Okay, and we're seeing all this stuff being they prepping themselves for that battle. You see all these nations rising up against nations and kingdom against kingdom. Okay, and that's going to usher in that World War III. And according to the scriptures, the world is going to go out by fire. So the fire is going to come from the from the chariots and these nukes that these nations going to use in the last days. Okay, and this is why you're supposed to be seeking the Lord, so you be saved from all the destruction. Okay. So it's going to be that great shaking coming in the last days from these nukes. Okay. And a lot of people is going to be destroyed by that fire that's going to come, and I just pray to Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua that I make it through it. This is why you got to seek out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Okay, so I want to share that with you guys today. I'll be back with the next one, Lord willing. Remember to continue to pray, to continue to call upon the name Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Keep the commandments to the best of your ability. Keep the faith and double honors to the great millstone. Peace.